So who's China rooting for? Look at all those Chinese flags.
Oh, I don't know. Well, they're rooting for. I mean, in these comments, it's people saying like President Xi for office or whatever. They're like save Americans from themselves or something is what I saw. But
I'm not against that.
not really either. I guess it's a very controversial opinion. I'm wondering how this fucking video is gonna look at this point because I keep like adjusting the size of this shared screen. I don't know what that does on the recording. Just trying to get it just right. Also, the zero countdown has been reached to the live coverage, and they're still just showing fucking helicopters and airplanes. See, I knew this shit didn't get started right when they said it did, or at least I was pretty sure.
Yeah, I kind of knew that too.
So I was listening to the one we did. Jesus, that means almost 4 years ago, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember that warning. It was kind of fun. Like I was definitely like I got overhyped about the debate. I was like some wild shit is guaranteed to happen on this thing. And then we were just like sitting there and like man, it's just too fucking like confused in their own special ways, old men shouting like shouting lies at each other at the same time. But this one's supposedly going to be different because
Well, it's the first one with commercial breaks.
oh, there are going to be commercial breaks.
Two commercial breaks. First time, my understanding, the first time that that's been a thing
Yeah, I don't
in
think I don't think
presidential
they did that
debates.
before. Yeah. Um, but well, the big difference in this one is that apparently this is all sort of the Biden team's idea. I mean, I guess Trump's team had to agree to it as well, probably, but they're going to turn the mic off when it's not each person's turn to speak. And so the big question is how often will Trump just start yelling over the muted mic anyway? It's his number one debate tactic is just to like berate and interrupt people while they're talking. And I'm thinking that like this could end up biting Biden in the ass in a way. Okay, I just watched Biden get off fucking Air Force One, and now he's getting off a
A
fucking
helicopter?
whatever they call the helicopter, Air Force Two, maybe. um, but why
Uh,
why did he take two aircrafts? What is this footage here?
there's two Bidens. They switch them out during commercial breaks. Everyone knows that, man.
And I tried to find that. I sent you that screenshot yesterday. It said like because there were all the different choices of the different live streams, and the one said all camera angles because like there's not just one CNN live stream on YouTube. There's like it almost looks like local ones because like this one says
Yeah.
CNN News 18, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that on their thumbnail said all all camera angles or whatever, which I found funny because I'm like, what are they going to show like multiple screens at once so we see like every camera angle at all times? Like, what does that even mean? But yeah, we're here at five past the hour, folks, and still no debate, still no even like talking heads like voiceover. I'm tempted to like surf around between the different live streams, but I also don't want to like fuck with stuff too much since we're actually trying to do this as a video.
Yeah, I think you should just stay on one.
Yeah.
Surfing around too many will just screw stuff up. It'll probably mess up audio too, I think.
And we're bound to see uh the debate on this stream eventually. It's just what I was expecting was like it's going to be people like sitting down just doing like hack like you know sort of filling airtime like 28% of the American people surveyed said this and this, like that kind of commentary. Let's see. Where's that drinking game Tim sent?
The
Uh
drinking game time.
can at least read these off the predictions. Oh wait, we got the bingo thing. Fuck. We got to get that out.
All right.
I should I should have printed one.
Do you have a printer?
I do, but it's not really working at the moment. Let's see.
Yeah, that happens with
Presidential
printers.
debate drinking game. Take 2 sips every time a candidate says inflation because one sip just doesn't cut it anymore. Haha. Much like your paycheck. Drink every time a candidate gets muted. But see, that's going to happen. That's supposed to happen by design on this. So I guess they just want you to get drunk. But then it says drink again if they continue ranting, like over being muted. Drink and remove an article of clothing whenever the Gaza Strip is mentioned. It's going to get heated. God. Where
I
did
could give I
where
could
did
give
Tim
you a
find this?
random bingo card from the website, but I don't know how to give you one.
Send it to me through our
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, I could do that. Oh, wait. Test.
Drink when Jake Tapper gives a candidate the side eye because they didn't answer his question exactly as he wanted. Drink a Mexican beer with a tequila chaser for every border reference and build a wall around your drink using coasters or napkins.
No, I don't think the bingo thing's going to work well, man. About printouts. Come to look at it, I was trying to figure out a way to do it
You
that's
could you
better.
could put I could put it into MS Paint
Wait, I
and
got
just
it.
check
I
it off
got
that
it.
way.
I got it. Well, yeah, no, that works. I was just trying to make it so each of us have different cards.
Oh, different
But
ones, right?
I know how to do it. Don't worry. Do you
Cool.
give me a number? What number card do you want? Number you get 1 to 20.
Uh 69. Oh no. 18.
18. Okay.
Drink and
Cool.
shout Hawk when someone says they want to clean up the country.
What's
You
the
get
fucking Hawk
me?
2 thing?
I only saw what that was very recently on like a YouTube short clip or something. Is I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what it was from exactly, but it's just like a
I'll be
thing.
bingo card number 9.
It's like a thing that went
Number 9 is my
viral. This
favorite.
lady talking about like I don't know. They were just like talking about sex and like how to do fucking well, and she was just basically saying like you got to do that hawk to like spit on the guy's dick.
That stream's making it look like the debates in 5 hours.
Yeah, what the hell? I think they're just maybe they're just recycling from before. See, I'm wondering if we're like missing something right now because
But it's 10 minutes in. I
I
think it's
th-
happening.
I think
It's happening. I'm playing it on my computer right now.
uh
Yes. I need to send you the link.
what
I
the
mean, I
hell?
just looked it up. I sent the link on Cow.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna I think if I just keep it on the same tab, it should still keep recording because it's still the shared. I think everything on this window is just part of the shared screen.
Yeah, did you use the link I sent you? It's working.
I don't have Cacao on my computer, so
Oh,
can you send it to
yeah.
Discord?
Yeah. There.
Coming at you live, folks. What if we just sat there for like an hour and a half watching the fucking Air Force One footage? Well, what the hell? It's it. Whatever. That's really annoying, but let's do it.
Oh, you're on that presidential debate all angles one. That's why.
Yeah, but it still should be showing the fucking debate.
No, I never trust leaks like that. Just go with CNN. They work.
Well, this is CBS, but we're watching. But anyway.
Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
All right. Well, I guess we missed the first 10 minutes.
Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare because all of these people are coming in. They're putting them on Medicare. They're putting them on Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security. This man is going to single-handedly destroy Social Security. These millions and millions of people coming in, they're trying to put them on Social Security.
Is Trump defending Social Security against Biden?
Medicare. So he was right in the way he finished that sentence. And
No.
it's a shame. What's happened to our country in the last 4 years is not to be believed. Foreign countries, I'm friends with a lot of people. They cannot believe what happened to the United States of America. We're no longer respected. They don't like us. We give them everything they want, and
That's true.
Stupid. They think we're very stupid people. What we're doing for other countries, and they do nothing for us. What this man has done is absolutely criminal.
What do we do for other countries?
This is the
Genocide?
first presidential election since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
It's a major export. Yeah.
The court ruled on yet another abortion case. Temporarily
Man,
allowing
I'm already
emergency
getting the sense
abortions
this is
to
going to be
continue in
somehow
Idaho,
more boring than
despite
the
that
last
state's
one.
restrictive ban.
Probably.
President Trump, you take credit for the decision.
Is that Ann Coulter?
on Roe v. Wade, which returned
Classic
the issue
Jason.
of abortion to the states.
Correct.
It's her, right?
The federal government
No,
still
this
plays a
is
role
some
in whether or
other.
not women have
Are you
access
sure?
to
That's
abortion.
her. I'm going to be right one day.
About two.
Is she alive? Is Ann Coulter alive? Or is she
She's-
like.
She is. I just saw something with her the other
First of all,
day where
Supreme
she
Court just approved the abortion bill. And I agree
she
with
said
their
to
decision on that,
what
and
the
I will
fuck's
not
that
block
guy's
it.
name?
And if
The
you look
Indian
at
guy that
this
was running
whole
for
question
president
that
as a
you're asking,
Republican.
complex, but not really complex.
She did like
51
his
years ago,
podcast,
you
and
had
she
Roe
was
v.
like,
Wade, and everybody
basically
wanted to
like,
get
you're
it
one of the
back to
good
states,
ones,
everybody,
but I
without
still
exception.
wouldn't have voted for you
Democrats,
because you're
Republicans,
Indian.
everybody
And
was
then
back,
the
religious
guy was so
leaders.
cucked, he went
And
on
what I
Twitter, was
did
like
is
defending
the
her
three
for
great
being
Supreme
just
Court
blatantly
justices on
racist
the
to him.
court, and they happened to
He's like,
vote
I
in favor
respect
of
people with
killing
strong
Roe v. Wade
opinions who aren't
and moving it
afraid.
back to the
Tell it
states.
like
This
it
is
is. It's
something
like,
that everybody wanted.
I may not
Now, 10
agree with
years ago
her
or so, they started
about
talking
her
about how many
overt
weeks and how
racism
many this
against
and getting
me.
into other things. But every legal scholar throughout
But
the
she's a
world,
great
the
lady.
most respected,
Why did they start
wanted it to go
streaming
back
4
to the
hours
states and did
ago?
that. Now the states are working it out. If you
Sorry.
look at Ohio, it was
Some
a
people were
decision that
streaming
it
like
was an
like
end result
24
that was a
hours
little bit more
ago.
liberal
I
than
saw
you would have
some
thought.
shit yesterday when I was
Kansas,
looking
I would
this
say
up.
the same thing.
Guess
Texas,
they wanted to make sure
Florida,
their
and
streams
they're
worked.
all making their own decisions right now.
They
And
both look more put together than I expected.
Oh
the
man,
voting
there's no
people.
fucking
Like
captions
Ronald
on
Reagan,
this
I
one.
believe in the exceptions. I am a person that believes.
I can barely see it. It's so choppy.
Exceptions. Some people you have to follow your heart. Some people don't believe in that, but I believe in the exception
Yeah, I don't believe in following my heart.
and the life of the mother. I think it's very important. Some people don't follow your heart, but you have to get elected also, and because that has to do with other things. You got to get elected. The problem they have is they're
well,
because they will take the life of a child.
To any viewers slash listeners,
after birth. If you look at the former governor of Virginia, he was willing to do this.
Tim's going to
He
jump
said,
on
"We'll
here
put
at
the
some
baby
point.
aside, and we'll
He's
determine what we do with the baby," meaning we'll kill the baby.
living his
What
best
happened is we
life,
brought it back to
probably
the States, and the
in
country is
transit
now coming
home from
together
work
on this issue. It's
right
been
now.
a great thing.
Thank you. President Biden?
We're here in the ROK where it's 10 in the
The vast
morning
majority of constitutional scholars supported Roe when it was decided.
watching this bullshit.
And that's this idea that they're all against it is just
The
ridiculous.
video,
This is
when
a
you clicked on it, it had closed captions, Josh.
They were in 6
You just
weeks.
press the CC button.
You don't even know whether you're pregnant or
It
not, but you
says
can now see a
literally
doctor, have your
Oh,
closed
unavailable.
captions
Oh.
unavailable. Yeah.
Probably do it
whether you're
auto-generated in the settings.
states are able to do this.
Oh, maybe not because it's a live stream.
Civil rights back.
Yeah, I bet it's because it's a live stream. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Look, there's so many young women who have been.
My bad.
A young woman who just was murdered. And
I just changed the quality to see if that would help on your end, and I realized that has nothing to do with it.
By an immigrant.
I mean, it's fine. The audio's coming in through. I didn't expect the video to come in good anyways.
Young women are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters.
They say
It's
I don't want them to be raped by their in-laws and brothers and sisters.
across state lines.
Thank you.
There have
No.
been many young women
Are you
murdered
sure?
by the same people he allows to come across our border. We have a border that's the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. Consider the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. And he opened it up.
Is that true?
Are coming into our country, and they are.
I could think of more
killing
dangerous
women.
places.
And it's a terrible thing. As far as the abortion is concerned, it is now back with the states. The states are voting. In many cases, it's frankly a very liberal decision. In many cases, it's the opposite. But they're voting.
How many abortions has Donald Trump
Which is what
had?
everybody wanted, including the founders, if they knew about this issue, which frankly they didn't. But they would.
Probably zero, considering
Everybody wanted
he's
brought
male.
back. Ronald Reagan wanted it brought back. He wasn't able to get it. Everybody wanted it
Trump?
brought back.
I imagine
And
Trump has
many
paid for
presidents had tried to
a
get
number
it
of
back.
abortions.
I was the one to do it. And again, this gives it
That's not asked. I said, how many has he had?
where they wanted it.
Oh.
Every
Personally.
ballot wanted it that
I
way.
see.
Staying on the topic of abortion, President Biden.
Maybe one or
7
two.
states- I'll let you do that. This is the same.
It just
topic.
turned out to
7
be like
states
an
have no
impacted,
legal restrictions
like
on
colon,
into a
just
pregnancy. A
full
woman
of
can
like
obtain an abortion.
whole
Do you support any
cheeseburgers
legal
and
limits on how late a woman
McFishes.
should be able
I've always been worried that I could have one of those.
Roe v. Wade, which had 3 trimesters. First
What does
time
Trump
between
call
woman
the-
and doctor. Second time,
I can't even
between
remember the
doctor
real name. Is it a
and an
is it the
extreme situation.
McFish?
The third time is between
The
the
fish
doctor-
sandwich at
I mean,
McDonald's?
between the woman and the
Fish
state. The
fillet?
idea
I think
that
so.
politicians-
He calls them
politicians
something else. He calls them like fish
should be the ones
delights or
making decisions
something.
About women's health is ridiculous.
Oh,
No politician should be making that decision. A doctor should be making those decisions. That's how it should be run. That's what you're going to do.
I feel like
I'm gonna
Biden looks
restore Roe v.
markedly
Wade.
even more shriveled and mummy-like
Take the life of the
than
baby in
4
the
years
9th
ago
month
when we watched
and
this
even
shit.
after birth, because some states
I think they both look about the
take it
same.
after birth. Again,
Like, honestly, I think they look more similar now.
yeah, then we decide
Maybe
what to
maybe
do.
age just does that to people.
Willing to, as we
But
say,
like
the baby
their
is
noses look the same to me now.
baby. Nobody wants
Their hairlines have both receded about the same amount.
I mean, I think
That's
Trump's
simply
been
not true.
basically bald
Roe v.
forever,
Wade
but
does not provide for
Yeah.
that.
Biden has definitely
A
had
woman's life is in danger. She's gonna die.
hair
Under circumstances like that.
extensions,
But we are not
implants,
gonna
whatever the
period.
fuck.
Period.
under Roe v.
Definitely
Wade
some
long
done.
term,
He's got
you
facelift
do what,
face.
depending on the state. You can have on. We think so.
This is a bad country that we're running as equal president. Literally same.
Look, her ties they're pretty color. They're so different. Got a blue tie, another tie. She's
Trust so loosely about that.
And they pass an,
I thought he was a businessman. Jeez.
Yeah,
No
it's
sex.
pretty speaks a lot of me.
I'll veto. Sign it.
I could see a thing where Trump's like took out his body. He still has his like, 25-year-old body. He refuses to get like a large suit jacket, so he just can't button it.
Oh, I do that.
We work very hard to get a
I've
fight.
been
He
there.
also does that. I understand.
Yeah, he's
Maybe
relatable.
maybe I've
He's out now. Now that I think about it.
I think I'll vote for it because they find relatable. That's understandable. At least.
Oh yeah,
My border patrol endorsed.
that was the whole thing about Bush, right? All the people
separating babies from
survey who
People
were
remembering doing cocaine in college. Like, yeah, I did that too.
People, the famous thing, people want to have a beer with W than with probably with Gary. Well,
President Trump?
I still never showing that like right after Biden Trump job for being again.
All you do is leave it. Just leave it.
just a teetotaler, man. And
I think Chris too.
both, yeah, they both are.
Or from mental institutions. We have the largest number of us coming into our country.
Maybe that's the problem. We need like a hard drinking president.
Everywhere, all over the world.
We have the
Steve Bannon for president. I'm trying to
terrorists
say.
coming into the country.
And I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol,
Did we?
and by the way, who endorsed me for president, but I won't say that. But they endorsed me for
I won't
president.
say that. You just said
I'll
it.
speak to him. But look, we had the safest border in history.
That's
Now we
just
have the
one of
worst
those
border in history.
great, like,
There's never been
hilarious
anything
things
like
about
it.
Trump.
And
He
people
always
are
does shit
dying
like
all
that.
over the place,
I mean,
including the
people
people
just
in
in general kind of do that. People are like,
Trump.
well, I'm not trying to say, and then they say exactly the thing they're supposedly not trying to say.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
I mean, I do it too, but it's more of like, that's almost more of a figure of speech. He does it so much more literally. It's just like, well, the Border Patrol endorsed me, by the way, which I'm not going to say. It's like, no, you just said it. Like, usually people do it the other way around, like, not trying to be like, and then fill in the blank. He does it the reverse way of like, I just said the thing, but I'm not going to say that.
Domestic deportation operation.
Endorsements are so weird.
Does that mean that you will deport?
Who the fuck cares who's endorsed by who?
Including those who have jobs, including those.
Yeah,
whose
I mean, apparently
spouses
some
are
people do,
citizens,
I
including
guess.
those who have lived here for decades. And
Seems-
Why
people-
can't they make these debates more hard hitting?
Said we
I
could.
think they need better like questioners.
Or Al Baghdadi,
Like,
Khomeini, the two
like
greatest
who would be good?
anywhere in the world. And it
Well,
had a huge
you-
impact
you
on
and I had
everything,
an
not just
idea
water, on everything.
4 years
He's the
ago when
one
we
that
did
killed
this,
people with the bad water, including
because I just I
hundreds of
re-listened to
thousands of
that
people
for
dying.
research's
And
sake.
also
Random
whatever.
calls to the public?
Well, that's an even better idea. But we were saying something like, we just put them out there with no moderators and just have them freestyle like a rap battle for like 2 hours.
That's fine.
Just totally unstructured, like yelling at each other.
Citizens at a level that we've never seen. We call it migrant crime. I call it Biden migrant crime.
I'd also like
They're
if they
killing our
if
citizens
they
at a
just
level that
didn't
we've never
let
seen
them
before. And
prepare.
you're reading it
If they
like
didn't
these
give
three
them
incredible young
the
girls over the
topics
last few days.
beforehand. I mean, a
One
lot
of
of
them spoke to the
people.
mother, and
Is he just
Like-
making all this up?
for this girl, 12 years old. This is horrible. What
I gotta be
what's
honest. I'm
taking
barely
place
listening
in
to
our
what these
country.
motherfuckers are
We're
saying so
literally
far.
An
Oh.
uncivil
That's
kind of
now.
why I wish
He
we
doesn't
had the
want it to be. He
subtitles
just doesn't
on.
know. He opened the borders.
I'm
Nobody's
almost
ever seen
tempted to
anything like
find
it.
another
And we have to
video,
get a
but
lot of these people out, or we have to get them out fast because they're going to destroy.
I guess
our
I could
country.
turn it up
Just
a little
take
bit
look at
more
where
on
they're
my
living.
end.
They're living in luxury hotels in New York City and other places.
You can try to find one with subtitles.
Because he doesn't care about our veterans.
Yeah, why
He doesn't
not?
care. He
Because
doesn't like
I've
the
got premium. You can still.
and he doesn't care about our veterans. Nobody's
As I
been
said,
worse.
for
I
another
had the highest approval rating for veterans taking care of the VA. He has the worst. He's gotten rid of all the things that I approved. Choice that I got through Congress, all of
That's-
the different things I approved,
No.
they abandoned. We had by far the highest, and now it's down in less than half because he's done all these great things that we did. And I think he did it just because I approved it.
Let's
Which
try
is crazy.
go
But
straight
he
to
has
the
killed so many
source,
people at
CNN
our borders.
source.
All of these people to come in.
Yeah, this one
Very sad
has
day in America.
subtitles.
Every single thing he said is a lie.
Every single thing he said is a lie.
Veterans are a hell of a lot better off since I passed the PACT Act. And their families have
Hi,
it.
Tim.
Now have families have it because what happened?
Yeah, what's up,
whether it was Agent
Tim?
Orange or burn pits, they're all being covered.
So far, so good, huh?
Oh,
They've been really going at it.
We
We
missed.
missed the first 10 minutes because we
my son
You were sitting on the CNN one too.
we were trying to sit and watch the all angles one, which turned out to just be a kind of fake stream of
It was just
not
show-
all angles.
it
It, was
was
just
lit-
showing the Air Force One
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
World War I cemetery.
yeah.
That
No,
was the
that's
one. I think that was the one
misleading.
I was
It's
on.
misleading because it said fucking live debate, and then it had a countdown, and then the countdown reached 0, and
Well,
still nothing happened.
I think the point of it was to make the people who clicked on it to debate each other live.
That
Is
works.
this the actual stream?
It's very,
You should
very
probably
meta.
write a letter to the Better Business Bureau for their false advertising. Maybe get Ralph Nader on the horn.
And think of this.
Probably
Yeah.
I wish
the
Ralph
best bet
Nader
there.
was in this debate.
Yeah, me too.
Nobody's
He's
Yeah,
probably
I-
as old as these guys, and he's much more lucid.
He brought it up.
Yeah,
That's a good question. Is how old is Ralph Nader?
I wouldn't be
Because,
surprised if he's younger than these guys.
I feel like we looked this up recently.
I was gonna say, wouldn't be surprised if he's somehow older.
That
He's-
wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me either.
Russia was made up just like the 51.
Internet says he's 90 years old. Like
He
I
is
said,
older.
like the new
much older.
Wait, are you
years,
are you serious?
They're both like 80.
Yeah, the internet says he's 90 years old,
Holy shit.
Disinformation. It was.
and he would be dabbing on both of these fucking morons if he
He's
was
a
on this
million
debate
times
stage.
more lucid than both of them.
Well, it's already been proven that we can't have people that
And your side was on your staff.
make coherent thoughts on this stage.
That's number one.
He's also 6'3".
Idea.
So-
Wow.
idea that I have to
How tall Trump is, but I feel like he might be taller than Trump.
along the line.
I think
We've
he's
done
taller
more
than
for veterans
Trump.
than
Trump's 6'2", I think, which is ridiculous. But
Just enough.
power in their
But can I
family.
Oh,
believe? I don't know if I believe it. Like I've seen online that Trump is 6'2", but he has enough money to probably say he's whatever height he wants to be.
That's at the VA.
I'd have to meet him in person to verify his true height
for no history.
All right, thank you.
I
and his
remember
true weight.
I remember
mean,
noticing
he
a
is a-
thing
I
about.
want to begin with Russia's war against Ukraine, which is now in its third
Well,
year.
they say like statistically or
President
whatever,
Trump,
the taller
Russian
candidate
President
like
Vladimir
usually
Putin says
wins,
he'll only
um,
end this war
wins
Russia
the whole
keeps the
thing.
Ukrainian
Not the
territory
debate,
it's
but the
already claimed.
presidency.
and Ukraine.
Yeah.
And I remember
Tall guy
when
gets the girl.
I remember when Bush
That's what the internet taught me.
Bush debated
First
Kerry,
of all,
and Kerry is like
our
obviously this
veterans
hulking
and our soldiers
Frankenstein
can't
man,
stand
and
this
Bush
guy.
is just kind of
They
like
can't
average
stand
height.
They think he's the worst
But they
commander-in-chief, if that's
they
what you call
they
him,
like put Bush
that
on
we've
like a
ever had.
fucking
They can't stand
apple
him.
cart
Let's get that straight.
box
They
or
like me more than
whatever.
just about any other.
Classic.
And
And that's
like
based
they
on
were just
every single
even
bit
like
of
you
information.
just on the
As
screen
far
they
as
looked
Russia
like the
and
exact same
Ukraine,
height. And right
we had
now
a
I'm
real
seeing
president, the president that
Trump and
knew- that was
Biden,
respected by
they
Putin.
have them framed to
He
look
would've never-
exactly
he
the
would've
same
never
height.
invaded Ukraine.
So maybe they're trying to do
Yeah.
People are dead right now, much more than people know. You know, they talk
A
about
lot of
So-
people are dead. That is true. A lot of people are dead right now.
he did nothing.
There are more dead people than living people.
That is a great point, and but it is
Straight
kind of weird
facts.
because,
Such a horrible.
like, what is the principle of being dead? Like, once you become dead, are you perpetually always in a state of being dead?
I think so.
Because he said a lot of people are dead right now, but is there like
Well,
a time limit?
We should have fired
There could be a point where we don't have to be dead anymore. Technology is
Yeah.
advancing.
country, Afghanistan.
Well, technology is advancing.
dollars of equipment behind.
That's-
We lost 13 beautiful soldiers.
I think.
38 soldiers were obliterated.
How does he know how beautiful those soldiers are?
American citizens. When Putin saw
Pictures, man.
that, you know
Instagram.
what? I think we're going to go in and maybe take
He's
Don't-
going to 13 beautiful soldiers Instagrams.
Don't you follow soldiers on Instagram?
You
I
can't-
know I do.
You can't trust their
just like
Instagram pictures though. That stuff's all face tuned to hell.
That's
Well,
true.
you know, Trump
I
has
don't
his
know.
staff print
You know
him
why?
physically
Because
print
the man
off
was
the
broke with me. I would've
like
let
the
him
stream?
news
do
from
this with
news
me.
from
They
the
ran out of
internet.
money. They were broke.
So
I
I
was just
imagine
picturing them printing the endless stream of Instagram.
Money for terror. That's
I
why
was
you had
gonna
no terror.
say
Keep
that.
scrolling. One of
Gonna
those
say
banner printers.
he has a physical folder of fucking JO material with the beautiful
Never heard so much
soldiers,
malarkey in my
just
whole
marked
life.
beautiful
The fact of the matter
soldiers.
is that we're in a
And it's just
situation
all,
where, let's take
like,
the last point first. Iran attacked
8 by
American
11.
troops, killed
Instagram fix
brain
Yeah.
in
dead
soldier outfits.
number of these troops, and he did nothing about it. Recently, not when he was president, they attacked. He said they're just having headaches. That's all it is.
Biden's
did
got
the
that
thing,
surprised
and they
face
attacked this place,
lift
number one.
face
Number
going on
two,
there for a
We
second.
got over
I like that look.
1,000 Americans, and
That is one thing that Trump has been doing really well throughout the whole debate. Is he's really serving face. He's doing a very good job
where
of giving that the reaction. He's really good. Like just by looking befuddled while Biden is talking, it makes everything Biden say appear like even like at least 20% more fucking just demented.
He is the master
true.
of the
Listen to what he said
subtle
at
bitch
We're gonna
please
take
head
5
shake.
days, remember?
Uh,
Because it's part of
Yeah.
the Soviet Union.
Yeah, he
he
is.
just got
Kiev. And he, in fact, didn't do it at all. He wasn't able to get
And
it.
it's like,
And they've
as
lost
stupid as it is, it's why Trump is like effective, because he knows how it works, and people are going to perceive, because Trump is just as demented, and the shit that he's saying makes just as little sense, but people
to you. Keeping the
respect the way that he's demented, which is just say a bunch of stuff like and say it as if you really mean it.
He says
Whereas
it with,
Biden is like,
yeah, with
conviction.
confidence, and like
Yeah.
he can speak quickly, even if it is gibberish in the
Right.
end.
Yeah.
But like
He's
Biden
he's
just
practiced it.
sounds like an old man who's about to die.
He's the greatest salesman ever. And I'm
Right.
not knocking him. I'm not knocking
Look
And
at
he
his
hasn't
face.
practiced-
Look at Biden's face.
I know,
right
that's not
there.
good.
depending on the
Yeah, see, he's trying to do the same thing, but he can't. Like, he's trying to look like he's shocked at what Trump is saying.
But he ends up just
But he
looking.
look-
He just ends up looking
Yeah.
shocked at
As
existence.
president-elect,
Like
before I
I'm
go on
alive.
January 20th, I'll have
Like
that
that's
worked
more
out.
the vibe I'm getting
People
from
being
Biden.
killed
Yeah, I know.
So needlessly, so
It's
He's
not
got
good. It's not
he's
good.
got
I will get
that
it
Thousand
settled. I'll get
Island
it settled
stare,
right
as we
before
like
I
to
take
call it,
office.
going on as well.
He does. He does.
The fact is that
I read off while
He's
we were
killed
sitting there
thousands
watching
and thousands of
the muted
made one
footage
thing
of
clear.
Air Force
He
One for
wants
like
to
10 minutes
reestablish
too
what was
long.
a part of the
I
Soviet
did
Empire.
rattle off
Not
the
just a
the
piece, he
drinking
wants all of
game.
Ukraine. That's what he
Oh
wants.
shit, we're
And
not
then you
playing
think-
the
Oh, good.
fucking bingo
I think
cards
you'll stop
either.
when-
I'm feeling
Really
like this
dropping the ball
debate's a
here.
bit too tame for the bingo. I've been looking at the bingo card,
Oh, okay, good on you for that.
and
War, you ought to find out.
it's so
if in fact he
tame.
does what he says and walks away. By the way,
All right,
all
let's.
that money. we
Well,
give
all right,
Ukraine,
right off the
what they're gonna
bat, this
make here in the
debate
United
card
States, we give them the
fucked
weapons,
up because
not
it
the money at this
says
point.
crowd
And our
booze.
NATO
There's no
allies have
crowd.
produced as much
Yeah,
Right.
for Ukraine as we have.
Biden
That's
calls
why-
Trump
that's why we're
Jack. That has not
Thank you.
happened
Moving
yet.
on to the Middle East.
Terrible.
In
Trump
October,
asks,
Hamas
"Did anyone see
attacked
this?"
Israel,
That's kind of a good
killing
one.
more than 1,000 people and taking
Trump
hundreds
says
of
the word
hostages.
shit.
Among those held and thought to still be alive are 5 Americans.
Trump questions the
Israel's
validity
response
of
has
Jill
killed thousands
Biden's
of
doctorate. I
Palestinians,
hope that
including a
happens.
humanitarian crisis in Gaza. President Biden, you
Trump
put
says
forward a
coke,
proposal
cocaine,
to
crack,
resolve
and or
this
crack
conflict,
cocaine with
but so
regard to
far,
Hunter
Hamas
Biden.
has not released the remaining
He tried to do
hostages.
that in the
Israel is
last,
continuing its military
the 4
offensive in
years
Gaza.
ago debate that
Yeah.
we covered on the pod.
Will
He,
you use
and it was so
to
funny
get
the way he
Hamas
did it
and
though,
Israel
because
to end
God,
the
look
war?
at
You have
Biden,
one.
man. He
Number
just,
one.
ugh.
Everyone
Anyway,
from the United Nations
4 years ago,
Security
Biden was like
Council,
went off into his
straight
fucking
through the
reveries
G7
about his
to the
beautiful
Israelis
boy
and their
Bo
down
and
south
how he was a
endorsed the
brave
plan they put
soldier,
forward.
and he starts to get
Endorsed the plan they
angry
put forward.
because
It's
Trump
just 3
insulted the
stages.
troops or
The
whatever.
first stage is
And
the
Trump, instead of
hostages
being like
or a ceasefire.
like I don't know,
Second phase is a
backpedaling
ceasefire
or
with
whatever, or
additional
like
conditions.
qualifying what he
The third
said,
phase is
Trump just goes,
no, the end
"Which
of
son are
it.
you talking about?
The
Are
only
you talking
one
about
who wants the war
Hunter?
to
How Hunter
continue
was
is
kicked out of
Hamas.
the military
Number one.
for
Everyone
cocaine?"
wants to stand down. We're still pushing hard.
Biden then just
Get their
doubles
work
down.
set.
They're
In the
like, my
meantime,
boy
what's happening?
has a drug
In
problem
Israel,
like
we're
many
finding the
people,
only thing I've
but he's
denied
conquered it.
Israel
It's
was
like, you know, like
2,000-pound bombs.
at that
They don't
moment
work
in
very
real
well in
time,
populated
Biden was
areas. They kill a
fucking,
lot of innocent
Hunter
people.
Biden
We're
was
providing Israel with all the
fucking
weapons.
hitting
I'd
that,
probably hang out with
hitting,
Hunter
hitting that
Biden.
crack
He's-
pipe.
I'm the guy that organized.
He seems like a fine person to hang out with
a full-blown
compared to
He's-
well, these two.
He's
Unless he
still
gets attacked
he's still
on Israel.
evil on that
No
base
one was
level
hurt.
of fucking like,
One Israeli was accidentally killed.
I don't
and
know,
it
privileged
stopped.
fucking son of a
We saved
politician.
Israel. We are the biggest.
Well, sure, but I've hung out with privileged people. They could be fun, man.
They're 2 different things. Hamas cannot be allowed to be continued.
Yeah, I guess
everyone's evil.
I'm sort of
You just don't like him because he's famous. I'm sure he's fine. He didn't ask to be famous for his coke use.
I'm kind of just pushing back on the whole irony bro Chapo Trap House narrative of like Hunter's based, yo. Like that got old after a while. Like he just sucks.
See, I've liked him ever since I got it in my head canon that he did play Fleet Foxes at the strip club.
European
I'm
nation.
like, yeah, I like
I mean,
Fleet
that was a
Foxes. I
funny.
get it.
That's a funny story. That like when I heard that story, that almost like bummed me out more than anything. It was just
Why
like
doesn't he
that's
tell them he's
sad.
gonna put up the money like I got NATO? I got them to put up
I think one of the better details is that like
General-
the one of the main girls who's selling all the details is like was a fucking Red Scare guest.
business.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It was.
I didn't
Which is
realize
fucking
that.
sick.
Wait,
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
for in what capacity?
You
What's her
gotta
like?
ask
Just like
them to put up the
for
money.
being like an
Over $100
internet
billion
influencer or whatever.
has a bigger impact on
Mm.
them because of location, because we
And
have
stripper.
I was gonna say
gotta
this was
ask
like at
them
a
as far
strip
as
club, right? Okay.
Israel.
Well, no, she was just on the show, but she
Israel's
was
the one
like,
that wants to go. He said the only
No, I
thing-
mean
just posting like thirsty pictures online.
Is Red Scare not a strip club?
finish the job. He doesn't want to.
Should be.
there probably is a strip club somewhere called Red Scare. Let's look it up.
Fair.
President Biden, you have a minute.
I've never heard so much foolishness. This is a guy who wants to get out of
Oh,
Is that a bingo
going
square?
Steve Harvey on his ass. He went
Foolishness.
Steve Harvey. I ain't trying to hear all that foolishness.
That sounds
I
like
wish
it
he.
could
I
be
wish he was
bingo
wearing
square.
a big ass purple
Oh,
suit
wait.
right now.
Yes,
Trump describes
yes.
any members of the military as handsome, muscular, or similar. Beautiful counts, right? Okay.
That counts. That counts. Mark it off on the. Put it on the board.
That one goes off of my square. Well, your bingo card is different than my bingo card. I should give Tim a bingo card. Tim, you get number 11.
See what happens then.
There you
There's
go.
no idea what the hell he's talking about. And by the way, I got 50
Yeah, I
No.
searched Red
No.
Scare
support
Strip
Ukraine,
Club
including
and
Japan and South Korea, because they understand
just a lot of
this-
shit about the
this kind of
podcast comes up so
disinformation
far.
is a serious threat to the whole world peace. No major war in Europe has ever been able to be contained just to Europe.
President Trump, just to follow up, would you support the creation of an independent Palestinian state in order to achieve peace in the region?
I'd have to see what we do.
Yeah.
The problem we have is that we spend all the money. So they kill us on trade. I made great trade deals with the European nations because if you add them up, they're about the same size economically. Their economy is about the same size. As the
Some
United
article
States.
in the
And they
Daily
will rip their cars.
Telegraph.com
No, they don't want anything that we have.
Australia
We're supposed to take their cars, their food,
is
their
entitled
everything, their
"Ladies,
agriculture.
Men Like
They changed
Strippers."
that.
Why does
But the
that
big thing I
scare
just
you
didn't
so
wanna pay.
much?
And the only reason that he can
That is a
play games with
good ass
NATO
question.
is because I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. I said, and he's right about this. I said, no,
Hundreds of
I'm
billions.
not going to support NATO if you don't pay. They asked me that question. Would you guard us against Russia at a very secret meeting of the
Oh, they're
28
talking about this shit now.
states at
All
that
right.
time, the nations at that time. And they said, no, if you don't pay, I won't do that.
See,
You know
he's
what happened?
just as incoherent as Biden right now.
Billions
Like,
of
what is he
dollars
fucking
flowing
talking
the
about?
next day and
He
the-
doesn't know what he's talking about right now.
Now we're in the same position. We're paying everybody's
Thank you.
bill.
I mean, he's
Let's turn to
repeating
the
a
issue of
point he made
democracy. Former
before
President Trump,
about
I wanna ask you about
NATO,
January
but I
6th,
don't. I didn't
2021.
really see how that
After you
applied to the
rallied your
question.
supporters
But I'm
that
also
day,
really having
some
a
of
hard
them
time
stormed the Capitol to
paying
stop
attention
the
to what either of them are
constitutionally
talking
mandated counting
about.
of electoral votes. As president, you swore an oath to, quote, preserve, protect, and defend, unquote, the Constitution. What do you say to voters who believe that you
Why do you quote
violated
that
that oath
way?
through your actions and inaction on January 6th?
Oh,
And
here
that
comes
you'll do it
Jan
again?
Well, I don't
6.
think too
Let's
many
get heated,
believe it. Let
y'all.
me tell you about January 6th. On January 6th,
He just
Let
said
me tell
said
you
it.
about
Nobody coming
January
through, very
6th.
few. On January 6th, we were energy independent. On January 6th, we had the lowest taxes ever. We had the lowest regulations ever.
I don't know if that's true.
January 6th, we were respected all over the world.
I
He's
doubt
been,
we had the lowest regulations ever.
And then he comes in,
Yeah,
and we're now
that can't be true.
we're like
yeah,
a
that
bunch of
seems
stupid
a
people.
bit off.
But what happened to the
Or
United States
The
is
lowest taxes, but maybe we had the lowest taxes. I'm not
Ever.
sure about that.
including
Actually,
weaponization,
wait,
which I'm
lowest
sure at some point you'll be
regulations.
talking about, where he goes after
That's
his
not
political
too
opponent
crazy, to
because
be
he can't beat him
honest,
fair
because
and
that shit
square.
has just only gotten
You have
worse and
80
worse
seconds left. My
since
question was, what do you
Reagan,
say to
right?
those voters who believe that you
Right.
Maybe.
violated your
So
Constitution
there's no way that we could have had the lowest regulations
on January 6th, 2021, and worry that you'll do it
because
again?
there's just more and more over time.
Well, he means up
Peacefully
until
and
that
patriotically.
point,
And Nancy Pelosi, if you just watched the news from 2 days ago,
because he's
pointed
saying
out
on the
that
day of
He's saying-
January 6th,
On
these,
January
this was the
6th, we had
state
the
of
lowest
things.
regulations,
saying,
but it's not true.
my responsibility.
Yeah, we're lower at different points, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was lower before.
1,000
For
soldiers
that.
of the National Guard, and she turned them down. And the mayor of, in writing, by the way, the mayor, in writing, turned it down. The mayor of D.C., they turned it down. I offered 10,000 because I could see I had virtually
also-
nothing to do. They
This
asked
is
me
kind of
to
a
make
hard thing to
speech. I could see
quantify,
what was happening.
really.
Everybody was saying they're
Like-
going to be there.
Oh, Trump mentioned Hillary Clinton. I get to mark that off.
A lot of people coming.
Oh, I got that one on here too.
Feel it too, and you could feel it. And I said they ought to have some National Guard or whatever. And I offered it to her, and she
Yeah, he hasn't
They got
mentioned
it.
she turned it
Hannibal
down.
Lecter
And it
yet.
was the
That's
same
on
day.
mine.
I don't know.
Just- it just says Hannibal Lecter in quotes.
Yep.
So I guess if for some reason Biden or the
President Biden?
fucking Jake Tapper and what's her
He
face
encouraged those
say the
folks
words
to vote
Hannibal
Democrat,
Lecter, I get to
number
check
one.
it off.
I sat in the dining room off the Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours. 3 hours watching.
Biden calls Trump a felon. Has that
His
happened
vice
yet?
president and a number of his colleagues
Missed it if it did.
to do something.
Yeah.
Call for a stop, to end it. Instead, they talked about these people being patriots and great patrons of America. In fact,
Great patrons of America.
for what they've done.
Yeah, like they're on Patreon. They subscribe $5 a month.
He wants to
They get
Shout
the bonus
out,
content.
like and subscribe
No.
to America.
He went to every single
Well, everyone
Smash
knows
that
that the
like
president
button.
is
scores
funded, is made possible by donations to Patreon.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy is their
And
sponsor.
Trump during January 6th, a lot of people don't know this, that Trump had his love-ins. It was in, and he was accepting donations. And the thing was buzzing every time.
And he wants to.
I knew that.
And now he says if he loses again, such a whiner that he is, that there could be a bloodbath.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
It's pronounced wiener.
They've done to some people that are so innocent. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. What you have done, how you've destroyed the lives.
You ought to be
of so many
ashamed of
people.
yourself should
When
be
they
a
ripped
bingo
down Portland, when they
spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Many other cities.
I've got one on here,
Minneapolis,
mine that's
Minneapolis,
Trump calls
what they've done
Biden
there
senile,
with the fires
dying,
all over the
or
city. If I didn't bring
similar.
in the National Guard, that city would have been
Trump
destroyed.
refers to someone as
When
a
you look at all
dog
of
or
the-
other
They
animal,
took over
parentheses,
big chunks of Seattle. I was all
non-flattering.
set to
I'm
bring
surprised that hasn't happened yet.
They saw them coming and
Yeah, I don't think,
immediately.
you know
Well,
what,
he
actually,
said
I
that
haven't
this whole
I haven't
subject
noticed it
is
at
so
least.
off.
He hasn't
Let's
actually
take
tried to
one
talk
other
over the
thing.
muted mic yet,
The-
which I'm
noticed.
kind of surprised by.
Oh, this has been way more tame. This debate just altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, they did lay the ground rules of like we're muting everybody's mic or whatever when it's not their turn to talk,
And they deleted and destroyed all of the information. They should go.
which
to
I
jail
thought
for
could
that.
either
The Republican did that. They go to
Thank you,
jail.
President Trump.
help
President
or
Biden, I wanna
hurt.
give you a minute.
I could see it going either way for either candidate, honestly.
Looking at right now. And the fact of the matter is, what he's telling you is simply not true. The fact is that.
But almost it doesn't matter because like if Trump did get to do his typical like berating and yelling and interrupting, that would only score him points with people who already like him anyway. And then
Those people are
Yeah.
patriots.
but
Come on.
that would also
When I asked
make
him the first 15
more
debates
sort of
we
like
had, the debates we had
centrist on the
first time
fence
around,
people,
I said,
probably
"Will
more
you
sympathetic
denounce the
towards
PowerPoint?"
Biden.
He said, no, I'll tell them to stand. The idea he's refusing to, will you denounce these?
But then the other
Denounce
downside,
people we're talking
as
about now?
I think I was saying on the
Denounce
chat
people who attack
yesterday
that
or whatever,
Capitol. What are you going to do?
I feel like it
gonna-
allows
I'm gonna-
Biden to possibly, if he like
for a
falls into a
follow-up
fucking
question I have.
K-hole of
After a
incoherence
jury
that he can't get
convicted
out
you
of, like
34 felonies last month, you said if
he would
reelected, you would quote,
usually
"have
rely
every
on
right to
Trump
go
just
after,
like,
unquote, your
you know,
political
yelling and
opponents." He was
berating
talking
him
about
to kind of like
members of the
crawl
select
out of
committee on
that.
January 6th going to jail. Your main
It gives
political
like sort of a
opponent is standing on stage
camouflage
with
to
you
like
tonight.
like
Can you
verbal
clarify
flubs or
exactly what
whatever.
it means about you feeling you
Yeah.
have every right to go after your political opponents?
Well, I said my retribution is going to. Be
I think so
success.
far,
Make
just
this
on the
country
face
successful
game
again, 'cause right now
alone,
it's a failing nation.
I
My
gotta
retribution's going
I
to
gotta
be
say
success.
Trump's kind
But when he
of
talks
winning.
about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted
Yeah.
felon.
like we've already
Oh,
said,
convicted
he's
felon.
Gonna be
he's
convicted
doing
probably
that.
numerous other times. Should have been convicted before, but
He's
his
doing the
Justice
side-eyed
Department let the statute of
little head
limitations
shake
lapse on
thing,
the
and
most important
Biden
thing.
just has
But
this
he
look
could be a
of like
convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office. Joe could be a
sort of
convicted felon with
terror
all
and
of the
confusion
things
on
that
most
he's
of the
done.
time when
He's
he's
done
not
horrible
talking.
things. All of the death
Oh, right now
at
he's got
the
a
border.
smug look
Oh,
on
he's
though.
calling Trump a felon. He's calling Biden a felon right now.
You change the prosecutor.
Yeah, and
Otherwise, you're not
Hunter
getting $1 billion.
and stuff. But
If I ever
yeah,
said
it's
that,
He's actually
that's
bringing
not on the card. It's the opposite.
he's
I
actually
know.
he's actually
we're not gonna give
bringing
you
up
$1 billion unless you change
a
the
real
prosecutor having
thing
to do
right
with
now, a
this.
legitimate
This man
thing
is a criminal. This man
about
is
Ukraine and Biden, where
I
Biden
did
did
nothing
brag
wrong.
about
We'd have a system that
removing
was
a
weak and
prosecutor
disgusting. I did nothing
from
wrong.
Thank you,
Ukraine,
President Trump.
and
President
then
Biden,
it
you have
resulted.
said, I'm coming right
Yeah,
to
he
you,
like
sir.
he dangled like
Right.
$1 billion in aid over their head to like get rid of this guy
That I did anything
that
wrong
would have
relative to what you're talking about.
potentially
Rape.
prosecuted
Simply
his
a lie,
beautiful
number one.
boy Hunter.
Number two, the idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong. It's simply wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before. No president in our history has spoken like that before.
They're both hyperbolic like this. Like no one in the history of anything.
But Trump's already been a president. Doesn't that mean that the president's spoken like that before?
God his ass, logical flaw.
Also, hasn't a sitting president gotten in like a duel before?
Yeah.
So how can he say no president has ever said that they're going to get retribution on an American citizen? Like, what do you call a fucking duel?
Number one.
A duel.
Two, that was a case that was started and moved. They moved a high-ranking official, a DOJ, into the Manhattan DA's office to start that case. That case is going to be appealed and won. We had a very terrible judge, a horrible judge, Democrat. The prosecutor were all high-ranking Democrats appointed.
I would also say, like, bragging about sending people for petty drug offenses to jail for 5-year minimums counts as a kind of retribution.
Sure.
So fuck you on that, Joseph.
When they found out about these cases, you know what they did?
Also, this one definitely happened off of my card. Debate moderator cuts Biden off while running over time and being eligible. That happened.
That's happened to both of them already. Not just Biden. That's happened to Trump once.
That's kind of a standard thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Bingo cards need to have standard things, Joshua. Otherwise, you can't get a bingo. That's how bingo works.
Fair. I just mean it's not one of the more fun ones. Like Trump claims he cured COVID. I got on here. Biden mispronounces Mar-a-Lago.
The more they know about what he's done, yes. The more they know about what he's done. And there's a lot more.
This is Biden calling Trump a felon, right?
No.
I think he has to actually say the word felon. That's the way I'm reading the bingo card. But, you know, it's up to interpretation.
And so the fact that, could you ever think you hear any president say that I'm going to seek retribution? Do you ever hear any president say that I thought Hitler had some good ideas? What got me involved to run in the first place?
Did Trump say Hitler had some good ideas?
Because of Iraq.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, he did describe the economy as huge. I got that one.
Carrying swastika on torches.
Oh, he's talking about tiki torches.
They sang.
But they didn't have swastikas on those torches.
Also,
well, no. When the fire was lit, the fire was designed in a way to where it actually it blazed in the shape of swastikas. You had to be there to see it.
From an aerial view, they just made a giant swastika.
What American president would ever say? Nazis coming out of fields carrying torches, singing.
Motherfucker, you giving money to Nazis for the last 4 years in goddamn Ukraine.
This is the guy who says
painting medals on them and shit.
I'd like to know what they are. The good things Hitler's done. That's what he said.
But Trump would have been giving them money too.
Yes, he would have, but he.
Jake, both of
but
you
he didn't.
Totally wiped out. Because when you see the sentence, it said 100% exoneration on this. So he just keeps it going. He says he ran because of Charlottesville. He didn't run because of Charlottesville. He ran because it was his last chance. He's not equipped to be president. You know it, and I know it. It's
his last chance. So that now he's going after his age. Is that it?
Man, I mean, that's something truly to fuck up to happen in this election cycle. Like, what if they both like die of old age before the election?
He made up the Charlottesville story.
And then we got Kamala versus Nimarata. That was two people with a full.
I don't know who Nimarata is. Who's Nimarata?
That's the real name of Nikki Haley.
Oh, really?
That happened.
Yeah.
I thought she was just some white lady. Turns out she's no fucking Indian.
Clue. That's the only makes sense.
I ran because I was worried a guy like this guy could get elected. If he thought they were good,
I run because I'm worried too.
Forrest.
That's how I deal with my anxiety.
Fight or flight.
Didn't deserve to be president at all. And the idea that he's talking about all this being fabricated, we saw with our own eyes. We saw what happened on January 6th. We saw the people breaking through the windows. We saw people occupying his own vice president. Look, there's a reason why 40 of his 40.
His own vice president. We saw people occupying his own vice president. This is
I don't
turning
remember
into some
seeing
real
that.
slash fic.
Why?
They were, yeah.
They know him well.
Oh man. What is it? 6 pence, none the richer. They're talking about 6 inches. Anyways,
presidential debate.
Oh, here we go, Jason. You were right. It's the only presidential debate to have commercial breaks.
Yeah, they did it because they felt that Trump and Biden needed breathers.
Which
I imagine,
I'm sure they do.
I imagine it's time for them to go and get the appropriate uppers and downers they need to stay on track.
I don't think it's time for downers yet.
They get their coaching, stitch up the little like cuts above their eyebrows.
Yeah. A good cut man will make the difference between winning and losing a fight.
That's true.
You know that.
Love picturing Jill Biden just like taking one of those water bottles and fucking squirting it all over Biden's head and face. Just like, get in there, champ.
But still, I'd be more into this if they just had it as a boxing debate. Between each question, they had to do a round of boxing.
I mean, I think we were onto something 4 years ago when we said it should be more rap battle style and totally unmoderated. I still think that would be the best. Just totally freestyle. No topics, no prep. Just fucking get in there.
Do you can you mute this while it's on ad?
Yeah, I agree. I would like to do that as well because it's annoying.
But the one thing that crossed my mind as I was driving and this whole thing was set up was that I was just like, this, I don't know that like even this is going to make up for it. Like, I think Trump kind of built his lane to the presidency when he won the first time through the primary debates, right? I think that like becoming such a media spectacle and it feeling like he was just handily handing the ass to all of these other people that were running like repeatedly over and over again is what like got him into the White House. And like not doing that, I just don't think like he has any chance. Like the only time that he won an election was having that build up to where he was so on the news constantly. He was constantly winning. He was like constantly being funny and snappy. People who even like didn't like the idea of Trump were like at least entertained by him. And you're just not getting that anymore to where I don't think like there's any chance that he wins.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I take your point about like he established himself as some sort of, this surprise contender presence because he trounced all the fellow Republicans, but then like the consensus was that he lost every debate to Hillary.
Right.
Although he also built, got his base like into a fucking
frenzy
because he was literally like stalking her and menacing her on the stage or whatever and shit like that, calling her crooked Hillary and everything.
Losing debates to Hillary was meaningless for him because he had built up goodwill, and like losing debates to Hillary honestly kind of, instead of helping her, hurts her, because like one of Hillary's major weaknesses is that people think of her as like a dork ass nerd,
as overeducated.
And being technically good at debates doesn't help that case.
That's true.
Yeah.
People don't like Hillary. She sucks. I wish that she was dead. Anyways. Oh, I think it's coming back.
I wish all three, that would
Biden,
be Trump, and Hillary were dead.
And Bill. Throw in Bill in there for good measure.
I thought he was dead.
He looks like he's dead. He looks like the Walking Dead.
He is older than Trump and Biden, right?
No,
looks like
no
a
way.
desiccated corpse.
He's got. I would guess he's younger than Trump, even. But I'm not sure, actually.
Curious.
No, I think
77. Biden is older. Biden's 81. Trump is 76.
Trump is also 77, I'm pretty sure.
78.
And Black Americans are imprisoned at 5 times the rate of white Americans. What do you say to Black voters who are disappointed that you haven't made more progress?
They acknowledge they made a lot of progress, number one. The fact of the matter is there's more small Black businesses that have been started than any time in history.
Oh, man. It's just painful.
I prefer big Black businesses.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Steve Albini.
Long time.
Yeah, me too. Get that fucking massive, distorted 1980s drum machine sound going.
Corporations to keep people out of their houses. And in addition to that, we find that the
small
impact of,
black businesses, a big black cover band. That's got something. It's got legs.
There was a chill wave band that was called Small Black that I think was a playoff.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah,
I liked that band.
It was good. I liked it too.
I cut them in half. We got to make sure we provide for childcare.
Who did he cut in half?
Are they still talking about abortion?
No, he cut people in
No,
he's cutting the babies in half.
Oh, I thought you were being serious for a second.
So there's more to be done. Considerably more to be done.
Because I keep like losing the thread on what people are talking about because this is
You
so
have 49 seconds left.
Boring.
Yes.
Voters who are disappointed.
I don't know
what. Ass. This should be on Twitch. It should not be on CNN. It should be on Twitch, and there should be fucking people who can pay money to get like things to break in. You know what I mean? Like TTOS or whatever.
First time home buyer should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy.
Oh yeah, this should.
So
why isn't this streamed on Twitch?
Sure that we're in a situation where all those black.
Wasn't there some type of election thing streamed on Twitch last year? Did I make that up? Not last year, but last election cycle. That was like AOC or something streaming on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Anything having to do with volunteerism. If they paid their bills for 10 years.
Oh, Gaza.
Student debt, all the rest.
There was something on my
bingo
card.
What the fuck is she talking about paying bills for student debt?
A lot more for black families.
Thank you, President Trump.
Because Biden has done
He hasn't paid my bills yet.
Biden has done these very fucking piecemeal bullshit student debt erasures that like
buy groceries.
Yeah.
It's just like, why don't just fucking do all of them? You can't, you're proving that you can, and you just choose not to.
Inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation. It was perfect. It was so good.
None.
It was leave it alone.
It was terrible.
He destroyed it with his.
All of the Yoshi's bellies, they were small. They were not inflated. We were not seeing Prego. We were not seeing Princess Peach. She was slim. We wanted to see her filled to the brim, fully inflated, and we could not. We didn't see it.
Of people that he's allowed
folks
through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18. It could be 19 and even 20.
They are taking black jobs.
Yeah, there's something funny about the way they're all talking about this shit.
But you're going to see
black jobs, small black business.
President Biden.
Yeah, this is fucking. I mean, this is the Jim Crow or whatever thing. Like the whole you used to say N, and now you say whatever instead. Like this is fucking brute. Like just talking about black this, black that, and it's like it's like the opposite. It's like I know what you mean. You're not fooling anybody.
Including minority communities. We made sure they have health insurance. We have covered, the ACA has increased. I made sure that they're $8,000 per person in a family to get written off for health care. But this guy wants to eliminate that. They tried 50 times. He wants to get rid of the ACA.
You know what? This is literally the same fucking conversation they had 4 years ago about Obamacare. Like this is truly just a retread, like word for word. He wants to take away Obamacare, folks. Like,
equity and making sure people.
Does he? Even
I did find it very interesting in the opening bit, like the first bit that I saw, where like Trump was kind of like taking the side of pro Medicare, Medicaid, and that Biden was killing it.
Yeah, that's that's where we started watching. Was right there. I was like, is he arguing for? Oh no, he was also throwing in like he was arguing for like Social Security. He's like, this guy wants to take away Social Security, which is historically true. Which was that was the only thing I really even remember specifically about the Bernie Biden one-on-one debate was that. Bernie was like the hardest Bernie went in that debate was being like
close the police are to him.
Almost
every police group
multiple times publicly and like in bills written, like Biden has said he wants to like reduce or basically eliminate Social Security, and Biden just straight up lied to his face to everyone and said, "No way, man! No, I didn't do that." And then like Bernie like didn't know what to do because it's just like, oh, this guy's a fucking straight up liar, but I can't. I'm too nice to just call him a liar. He's my good friend Joe. But he said. You did. You said it. Go look at the YouTubes or whatever. Like he forced Bernie to like go to like almost get on the same old man level as Biden. Like it sucked. It sucked. I remember that was like one of the most like fucking sinking feeling, low feelings of that whole fucking thing.
I read this morning wherever the best numbers.
But hey, without that, we couldn't have gotten here. So, there's a silver lining to every cloud.
He's also done a horrible job for Hispanics. But wait till you see these millions.
That's true.
Bring on 90-year-old Nader. God damn it. That would really spice things up.
38 seconds left. President Trump take any action as president to slow the climate crisis.
I don't really care about Jill Stein or JFK Jr. or whatever the fuck his name is, RFK Jr. They could have put those guys in the debates too, right?
And we did.
They could have like had an LLM debate them.
And yet, during
because I
had the best.
They're both the conventions haven't even happened yet, right?
Yeah,
no. They did it early. Like some people are speculating that they're doing it so early because they were afraid that Biden might fuck up so bad that they would give enough time between then and the election for people to just like forget. Like
he seems to be doing well enough. I mean, I feel like they're both about the same.
I said, they're pretty much equal to me when it comes to like lucidity, but I do appreciate the fact that Trump's like parlor trick of just being able to scat and bebop and say like filler words and just fill in the blank spaces where his brain's not firing synapses works. It's like a good sleight of hand to make people think.
He still has
like the
better
average person,
stage presence. I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, like the average person watching is like going to think Trump is more coherent when he's absolutely not.
No, I think they both sound like nuts. Whatever I actually am listening to what they're saying, it's like, okay.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, Trump's cognitive decline, it causes him to just like digress. He just goes on like multiple like branching digressions usually. But like,
and I ended it because I didn't want to waste that money.
I don't think I've ever seen where he has a thing where he's never had a moment of America can be summed up in one word. I was in the foothills with President G, like just totally insane shit like that.
Just a stutter, man. It's just a stutter.
And he's always had a stutter. And if you don't believe that, you're just lying.
No,
yesterday I was thinking about it, and I was like, I almost was tempted to look up, like, did anyone ever once mention that Joe Biden had a fucking childhood stutter in anywhere, like until the 2020 election? Because I never.
No, I heard other people actually look that up. There's no record of it. There's no.
Oh really?
Yeah,
never bothered looking it up.
Yeah. I heard people talk about it. I don't, I didn't do the research myself, but
I mean, and then I like to try to like be fair or whatever. I was like, okay, but like, why would you just bring that up? But like, you'd think like it would be like in like his like a biography or like one of his autobiography memoir things or something. And I'm not sure if it is, but that's like what I was thinking to look up. Because that didn't become like such a huge talking point until he started acting like a madman. Hey, fat, let's do some push-ups. Like that's when the stutter thing started coming out.
Yeah, but I do want to go back to what you're saying about the Trump thing, because I don't know, like I don't want to. I'm not trying to be condescending, Josh, but like I'm almost like feel like somewhat like you're overlooking it too, in the same way that I believe probably most people do, to say like Trump has never done this or that seems like completely insane. Like he did in this debate when he was talking about like when he was talking early on about the Social Security and Medicare and all this, like in the middle of it, he's just like, and I've got a lot of friends all over the world. And like that shit had nothing to do with what he was talking about. There was no point in him just saying it, but he just did. And that was equally as like, you're just throwing something out there. And then when he's talking about abortion and he's saying all of the scholars and this, and they all want it to go back to, they've always wanted it to go back to the states. They did. He said, judicial scholars around the world all agree that it should go back to the state. And it's like, what the fuck does that have to do with abortion in America? That judicial scholars around the world care. That doesn't affect. That's not part of America, right? Like, why is he talking about people who have opinions about politics from other countries and how they feel about things going to the state? And it's equally as insane and off topic and doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't sound incoherent because he's not like making weird noises or whatever. But like, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, it's not a good.
He just throws it out.
It's not a good argument, but it's. I know. I understand what he's trying to say. He's trying to say our point is legitimate because experts all around the world agree, and he's wrong, and it's a bad point. But it's not
right.
It's not. He's not talking about. He's not talking about being in the foothills of the Himalayas with President Xi traveling 17,000 miles on a train or whatever the fuck. That's way crazier.
I think they're both incoherent.
That's not.
I mean, I think
incoherent.
that Trump's incoherent or craziness is when he starts talking about the gangs.
You guys make me feel like I'm insane when you guys defend fucking Biden in this way. He can win fucking arm wrestling contests.
I'm not defending Biden. I'm not defending Biden.
He's worse off in the brain.
I'm saying that Trump is the same.
I'm saying he's not
weird when you defend Trump this way.
You're not actually kind of defending Trump.
Yeah,
it's not
like, it's a defending Trump, man. You're
$70,000 a year.
It's what I'm seeing with my own eyes.
You're falling for the razzle dazzle. Is my point, and I'm trying to be nice about it, but it does come across like you're falling for the razzle dazzle of Trump's like flourish of just using words and talking fast.
I'm not
to make it sound like, and you understand the words.
I've never seen,
but he's incoherent. He's just saying stuff.
He's still just too fucking old to be a president. They both are.
Yeah.
We mentioned the laptop. We mentioned Russia, Ukraine.
I just don't agree. I don't agree that they're at the same level of fucking brain degeneration at all.
And sucker story that he made up is a total lie on the military.
I would say Trump has been this intellectually incoherent for longer.
He's an idiot. He's always been stupid, but that's different than not knowing where you are and misremembering who the fuck you're talking to and not knowing goddamn who your own family members are and staring off into the void like Biden's doing right now. Like, it's different. It's different. I haven't seen Trump wander around the stage shaking fucking ghosts' hands and all that shit. Like, I've seen Biden do that 100 times.
That's what he said. He was the one standing.
No, and I'm not even saying like this is like a good reason to like one or the other. They both fucking suck, of course.
Illegal aliens are coming into the country.
But I'm also like I don't want to play the fucking like the game of like
the reason why we had the most successful economy in the world.
The Joe Scarboroughs and fucking Ezra Klein set who are like Trump is just as demented. Or no, not it's not even that. It's he's more demented than Biden's. Biden's a robust. He's really strong. He's got it together.
I think they're about the same.
Him the worst.
I've watched videos of both of them. I mean, in this debate, they're both answering and asking questions at the same rate. Neither of them are completely off topic. Neither of them are really on topic. They're just giving the standard presidential debate answers where you don't really answer a question. You just say your talking points.
All right. Well, four years ago in that debate, there were 3 times where the moderator had to remind Biden what fucking topic they were talking about because he just started talking about a literally different topic. It's like, yes, Mr. Vice President, but we're talking about taxes, not the environment. And it's just like,
but that's just that speaks to exactly what Jason is saying, though, because that's like fucking political debate strategy 101. they ask you whatever question, and you find a way to get it back to your.
And you talk about the thing you want to talk about.
Yeah.
This guy hasn't
I
fired
wish,
anybody.
whatever. Read the
He should have
transcripts,
fired
fucking look it
every
up. It's
military man
not
that was
that. I
involved
know
in
what
that
that is.
Afghan-
It was different
the
from that.
Afghanistan,
Because then
horror
Biden
show,
would go,
the most embarrassing moment in
oh
the history
yeah,
of our
you're
country.
right, and then start
He didn't
talking
fire.
about
Did you
the real
fire
thing.
anybody?
He wasn't.
I mean, I don't
wasn't-
think Biden's completely coherent, but I do think the internet meme of him being completely incoherent is the same meme that gets brought up about every president being an idiot, where
Institutions, did you
there's
fire?
probably some truth in it, but it's greatly exaggerated because that's what people on the internet like to do. They like to greatly exaggerate things.
Waste a lot of time on this debate.
I just know what I've seen.
He's
with my
not
own
a
eyes.
shuffling ghost. Yes, you've seen clips on the internet, like many of us.
The history of our country. He's just
You know what? Next thing you're going to tell me that Ronald Reagan wasn't all there when he was in office, and I refuse to believe it.
Well, no, everyone knows he was all there.
a little bit. A little
Yeah, of course.
much. It's
He was our goat.
open borders. He wants our country to either be destroyed or he wants to pick up those people as voters. And I don't think we just can't let it happen.
He's either doing great replacement or he's literally trying to destroy America. I can't decide.
Even a chance of coming out of this rut. We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
We're the most admired country in the world.
That is such a good spot. I love that a lot.
Capacity. We have the finest military in the history of the world. The finest in the history of
Okay,
the world.
right now
No one
they
thinks
are
that.
equally
No one
stupid and
wants to
equally
surround us. No one.
incoherent
Number
at
one.
this very
Number two, the
moment
idea
because
that
they're
we're
both
talking about
just
worst
doing the
presidents.
same thing
I wasn't
of
joking.
he's
Look
the
it up.
worst
Go online.
of all time, and then
159
Biden counters
stuff,
with
58,
America's
don't know
the
exact
best
number.
of all time, and
Presidential
that's all
establishment.
this has been
They
back
had
and
meetings
forth.
they voted who's the
The
worst
finest military.
American
The
history.
finest
One
military.
best to worst.
And now,
They said
now
he was
he's
the worst
just
in all
talking about
The
worse.
sexist
Now they're
military.
just
That's
now
a
they're
fact.
just
That's not conjecture. He can argue they're wrong, but that's what they
That is a
voted.
fact.
The idea that he is doing anything to deal with child care, he did for virtually nothing to child care. We should significantly increase the child care tax credit. We should significantly increase the availability of women and men or single parents to be able to go back to work. And we
Who
should
was
Wait
the
a
worst
minute.
president of all time? Woodrow Wilson?
have
Thank you, President
child care
Biden.
facilities.
The question was about what would you do to make childcare more
That's a
affordable if you want to take the
Tough
lead.
question.
You understand?
Um,
We have polling. We have.
I just don't know my presidents that well once you get
Well, it also-
far enough back in history. I would say if we're talking just like 20th
Modern presidents?
century
Reagan.
till now.
4 years.
Reagan. I always feel like it's Reagan, but maybe that's just like special brainwashing from how I grew up of thinking that
I
Reagan
mean,
destroyed
he
everything.
began like a downward spiral, but so I would say that I would say that Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden are all the fucking worst of all time. It just keeps getting worse.
it becomes difficult because it is. What do you mean by worse, right? Like, because
Yeah,
some
I
people
mean,
could say
the
worse means most
criteria-
ineffective, or like the worst, the most negative impact moving into the future.
Yeah,
like
I
a
guess
lot of different-
just saying worse doesn't really mean anything.
I mean, when
My vote
Who
always-
did the most damage to the who did the
Right.
most damage to the working class?
Taxes on
I always go Nixon. Nixon is who I pick for the worst, and I also pick him for the most racist.
But sometimes I feel like Nixon might have been the most like one of the most like
Jason likes Nixon because he
No,
invented
no,
the
no.
EPA.
No, I was gonna
well,
say
that's
Nixon
that's
got a lot
actually a
of
negative
shit
to me.
done.
difference.
Nixon
Right.
at least
This is why
Nixon was
Okay, go
truly
ahead.
scary.
Too. He's in a
Nixon was truly scary because he actually got shit done.
He's
You're a terrible
my-
fucking though.
middle class.
my issue with Nixon is is kind of the same reason as what you're saying. It's like an anti-accelerationist argument. Nixon, because of him getting so much done as an outsider president who intentionally did not involve like the token deep staters, he is the reason why moving forward from there we never had an actual president who had any like autonomy or power. because after Nixon, because they fucking
They
stood him up.
wanted, they wanted to make sure that no president had that top. That makes sense.
So my point is like Nixon
that.
is the one who kicked off that the deep state was able to. They just took fucking power. They were like, we're not going to let this guy be able to tell us what to do ever again, because whoever gets elected can be a fucking psychopath like Trump, and we're just it's just not going to happen. So that's why I say Nixon. And the EPA thing is like EPA is like classic, like they intentionally try to be in control of something. So they create the EPA as like oh, we're doing all these regulations to protect the environment, but really they're like, keeping anything good from ever happening.
Yeah,
we have the largest deficit.
It's regulation. It's regulatory capture, like from the state, basically.
It's money from China.
So yeah. Anyways,
I just realized what's on my mini coffee cup here. Can we see it? No, damn it.
No, it's going invisible.
On China.
He never vote.
You can't because it's
vote for women.
That's right.
We saved our steel industry.
The future's female, y'all.
If there was a woman to vote for.
Tariffs because he can't, because it's too much money. But
my friend bought me this little miniature coffee cup, and I don't know why.
The worst situation.
He is definitely not like a lib by any means. Jason, you know Tommy. Tommy bought this for me for some reason years ago. Tiny mug that says "Votes for Women."
So President Trump, you have 67 seconds left. The question was,
it says "Votes for Women."
Yeah, votes for women. It's my favorite little cup to drink spirits out of.
The 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever had before, any country in every way.
Nobody ever had this level of no addiction before.
Pouring across the border, where it started to increase. We got great equipment. We bought it's the most incredible.
Whatever.
Is he really trying to say this?
Wait, what did he say? Certain dog? He's talking about drug sniffing dogs?
Yes, he's trying to imply that while he was president, that like fucking drug addiction was lower than it had ever been before.
Yeah,
that's a lie.
Insane.
Gotaways.
Yeah,
but the numbers of the amount.
Why don't they ask Trump why he defunded all the homeless shelters?
Coming across our border, the worst thing I've ever.
Well, because they didn't need it anymore, because there was less drug addicts
under him. Because
yeah, that is what he was say.
But the number of drugs coming across our border now is the largest we've ever had by far.
Why hasn't there been like a massive refunding of homeless? Whatever.
Fentanyl went down for a while, and I wanted to make sure
for a while
machinery that can detect fentanyl.
Biden, you look insane when you open your eyes like
it costs
that.
A lot of money. That was part of the deal.
It's true. It's true.
Bipartisan.
It fucking freaks me out. I can't even.
But that he's doing. This is what we call woke Joe instead of Sleepy Joe. This is woke Joe.
Yeah, but it's like it's like.
I know.
This is dark, but I don't know if you guys saw the footage of the Palestinian guy got released from Israeli detention. Who is completely fucking shell shocked from all of the goddamn torture he endured. His eyes are just like permanently like wide open. That's basically what Biden is like mimicking there.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do. We need those.
Is he blaming Asia for fentanyl?
Of course he is. That's the big talking point. That's a talking point from the Dems.
Fucking Asia's fault. It's fucking. We did this to ourselves.
No, China is the only reason.
This.
China invented fentanyl.
China invented fentanyl. Yeah.
Whatever. We had
so many things that
we perfected opioids. We made them the money making machine they are. And if China wants to do pharmaceuticals too, we encourage that. We created that fucking demon.
Keep the Sackler's name out your mouth.
He's over there because Putin.
They're good patriots, all right? It's the Chinese fault.
I'm sure they've
good people on both sides, Josh.
Very quickly, as soon as I take office, before I take office, I said by literally as soon as I win the election,
like
I will exterminate every drug addict. That's what he said.
But
he's going Bolsonaro, or not Bolsonaro. Oh God,
he likes
Duarte.
Bolsonaro though. Yeah,
he does, but he's doing this Duarte's thing.
The Duarte's though, yeah.
People out, and I paid essentially nothing.
Thank you, President Trump. Dana,
nothing.
To concerns that voters have about each.
We paid $6 billion. What?
Biden, you would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address
I was just thinking of
concerns
Bolsonaro, which
about
led
your
me to thinking
capability
about
to handle
our
the
boy
toughest job in the
Javier
world well
Milei.
into your
And I was
age?
thinking
Yeah.
about how much more
First of all,
you really
I've
spiced this
spent
debate
half
up by
my
getting
career
Milei and Nader
being
on
the
the
youngest.
dais.
Yes.
I was the second youngest person.
They should just be the moderators.
Yeah, Milei
Now
in
the
his
oldest.
captain
This
and
guy's
cap
3 years younger,
uniform.
a lot less
Yes.
I think you just look at the record. Look at what I've done. Look, I've turned around the horrible situation he left me. As I said, 15 million new jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, more investment in America, over billions of dollars.
They
private
took our
investment
jobs.
in
I'm
new
so
enterprises that
these
we are
people
growing.
suck.
By the
Everyone's
way, we brought
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not good.
Of computer chips, we used to have 40% of the market. We invented those chips, and we lost it because he was.
We invented those damn chips.
To find the cheapest jobs.
You know the Ruffles that have the sweet chili? We invented those, and now we can't get them in America anymore. What
That's
the
true.
fuck?
Invest billions of dollars here in the United States, and they're guess what? Those fabs they call that to build these chips. Those fabs pay over $100,000.
Wait, the question on the board right now is about how could you serve well into your 80s?
Right now,
And we're talking about computer chips?
Yeah, they both
right.
started talking about computer chips at some point.
40 seconds left. Would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I would. The idea that somehow
I'm going to send
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi back over to Taiwan and start World War III as soon as possible. Because it didn't
They
work the
can't.
first time for
Use-
some reason.
Name me a single.
Those big old mommy milkers in Taiwan.
I knew you were
They-
going to bring
they'll
up her
go fucking
tits.
crazy.
I thought we
course.
already started World War III.
Progressive country in the world.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
been going on the
in
internet.
slow motion,
We're a country in the world who keeps our word.
sort of.
And everybody trusts us. All of our allies and our
Everybody trusts us.
Everybody
Well,
trusts us.
everybody who trusts us, is what he just said, basically.
They don't want
Everyone who counts.
Everybody trusts
you.
us. Well, our
Well, President
allies.
Trump, to
Well,
follow
yeah,
up,
the
you
people
would
who by
be
definition
at the
trust
end of
us,
your second
sure.
term. What do you say to voters who have?
Although that's not
concerns
even
about
true.
your
Like, allies don't even
capabilities to
necessarily
serve?
trust.
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know.
Oh shit! I was hoping he'd
No,
bring
I'd
this
like to
up.
see him take one, just one.
Yeah,
Easy.
see.
Like go through the first 5 questions. You couldn't do it, but I took 2 cognitive.
I
tests.
agree.
Physical.
I fucking
exams every
agree
year.
with Trump on this
Yeah, but-
one wholeheartedly.
But Trump also failed them too.
He claims he
Very good
aced
health.
it.
I just won 2 club championships, not even senior. 2 regular club championships.
I mean, I would
You
say,
have to be
release the
smart,
release
and
the
you have to be able to hit
test,
the ball
Trump.
a
This is
long
pretty
Release
good.
the
Look at
actual
Biden.
test.
He doesn't do
Yeah.
it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match.
They're talking about golf.
Mm-hmm.
He's he's just he's saying Biden
Finally
is enfeebled.
challenging it.
Come on, arm wrestle right now. Fucking arm wrestle.
No, they need to do Indian leg wrestling.
It was
It's the only way.
years ago.
It
I'm of the
it
opinion that
engages
they
your core
both
more deeply.
pass cognitive test.
And you know what?
Pretty
It might be
fucking
well. I
easy.
aced them.
Yeah.
And they're
no.
also not like tests that you pass or fail, right?
Similar one. And both.
They kind
yeah.
of are. I mean, it depends on the
Thank you.
criteria.
You
It
go
depends
to
on
a
what you're looking
doctor.
for.
You
But
can see he is 6'5" and only 220.
I mean, they can
or 20,
they can
35 pounds.
indicate
Well, you say
certain
6'4",
certain
200.
degradation of your
Well,
abilities
that's-
if you like
anyway,
score low enough
Just
for
take a look at what
sure.
he says he is and take a look at what he is.
I mean, but
Look,
the
I'd be
No,
happy.
I think it's a pass fail. I don't think it like has a score.
Well, it does have a score. Josh is right. I looked it up.
Okay.
Bi-
Okay.
Biden like pointedly like refused to do that as part of his health check.
I think they're kind of like personality tests, though. There's more than one kind. You should go to.
I think
multiple
they're a little I think they're a
doctors.
little more scientifically accurate than a personality test.
There's still more than one kind.
Like children.
Depends on the doctor. I don't know.
Sure, that's what I'm saying. Like Trump, release the fucking footage or whatever. Release your actual test. Don't just say you did it. But then also Biden, fucking take one. I think that's totally reasonable. It should be mandatory to pass basic cognitive tests to be the
It's-
fucking president.
Well, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
I believe that.
This is one of those like it's the norms thing that we didn't think we'd ever have to deal with because in the
But-
beginning we weren't trying to elect geriatric people.
It should also be,
I
you
mean,
know, like there
right-
should be a an age limit.
But we should have
That's
figured
true.
it out at least immediately after Reagan, right? Because he was our first like as far as I know, maybe you go back into history, but pretty sure people didn't really live long enough to become senile at a certain point in history. But Reagan was really like our first famously senile in office president. But it was like so easy to hide because no internet and all that. But
was it Johnson? There's like a president where like it's kind of known that his wife was primarily running things towards the end. I think it was like Johnson.
Was it Jackson or Johnson?
I'm not sure. I'm not 100%.
That rings a bell to me too now.
You mean LBJ?
Maybe.
I don't think it was LBJ.
No, it couldn't have been. He was pretty like virile or whatever.
Yeah.
He had old Jumbo in his pants. He can't possibly have had brain problems. He had a huge dick.
That's true.
That's where the brain primarily operates, in the penile.
They say that
tissue.
the largest sex organ in the human body is
Wilson.
the brain.
I think it was
There it
Woodrow
is, yes.
Wilson.
It was Wilson, yeah.
North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him.
Because he had had a stroke.
This gentleman, and he's going to.
Yeah, so he was mentally enfeebled towards the end of his presidency. So that's when we should have figured it out, as you're saying, Josh. But we do have things in place for that, because there is like his cabinet could have voted, to say like he's not. We have a system for this.
There's the 20.
Now that I think about it,
the 25th Amendment, right?
Right. Yeah.
Wouldn't trade places with job.
Yeah, Pete. Like, see, all the libs were screaming that we should 25th Amendment Trump back when he was president. Then this like very clearly insane senile person, Joe Biden, comes into office, and we all fucking forget about that. But then it just flips. So then it's just all the fucking MAGA chuds or whatever. Like, cognitively test his ass. 25th Amendment his ass.
It's time. It's time to do it. But I think they just want to get him. They just want to get him elected this time, and then they'll do it. And then Kamala can just write it out for the the end of the country.
Is she going to be vice president again? I thought that they would change the vice president, because I always got the sense that the Dems don't like her.
But she's been like inconsequential. I feel like I barely even last time I heard about Kamala was when she said shrimp and grits in relation
that's
to
why I thought they would change her up.
Gaza. And like before that I hadn't heard anything from her since like maybe even the fucking coconut thing.
It's a war that should have never started.
She just like occasionally would come out and say some goofy ass fucking barred out shit. But like she has basically done nothing. Like she's truly been one of those VPs who like really just hides away in the background. So yeah, she's definitely on the ticket. They have their campaign slogan with their posters, and she's on them. And what is it? Let's end the world now, or let's finish the job is the motto.
Finish him.
Of who wins.
Babality.
I think the drama of replacing the vice president would not be worth it. It's not, the juice is not worth the squeeze situation, Jason.
I'm saying it doesn't.
I feel you.
It doesn't matter.
That makes sense.
It just doesn't matter. And they picked the whole reason they picked her was because of they thought the optics were fucking like bulletproof.
No, I just had this feeling that she was going to be changed. I don't know why. It was just like something in my head.
She's not detrimental enough to be worth it, because like I said, the drama of changing your VP would look too bad.
And the thing is they would just replace her with another WOC, and it would look so like transparently obvious the game they're playing, like even more so.
And there's not anyone that would really help with the ticket enough to be worth it.
No, I can't think of anybody really.
I mean, what they really should do is just have it be John Fetterman. That's what everyone's been clamoring for.
Well, you know what a hilariously craven move would be is they just like get like Ilhan Omar or Rashid Tlaib, and they're like, you guys, you hate me because I'm doing genocide. What do you got to say now?
Representation.
I got some of the anti-genocide people in the position.
I doubt
Check these out.
Yeah,
If
of
it's
course.
so many Palestinians in here,
They could make Bernie the vice president.
Oh, God.
Just to shit on all of us.
If they were ever going to
be
do
so
that, they
funny.
would have done it last time around. But yeah.
Presidential debate live from Georgia.
it's over. Okay, folks, what did we learn?
I learned nothing actually this time.
Yep.
It's actually not over. This is just another commercial break.
No, it was the second
Oh.
commercial break.
Yeah, I was gonna say if that's
It's
the
been
end,
90
that
minutes.
was anticlimactic.
It's only supposed to be 90 minutes. What? It's been 90 minutes.
I think maybe
Yes.
they didn't start exactly at 10 here
It's a
or
weird time to
6
take
where
another
you
break,
are.
then, though.
It is. But it does say commercial break in progress.
Let's mute this
Well,
shit.
I'm going to go get some more tea.
That's a good idea. The fuck? What the? Oh, you know what would be a funny one is if they replaced Kamala with Mayor Pete. That's what crossed my mind.
I
That'd be a
mean,
good move, I think.
Mayor, yeah, I was just the most voluminous ejaculation of all time would occur inside Mayor Pete's pants. It's just been building up since he was a little kid wanting to be president.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, I do wonder about Rashida Tlaib or did you say Ilhan Omar? Like, I don't know. I'm like, I wonder how far down the line of oh God, what's the word for it? Like you become succession.
Succession, yeah.
To where you're allowed to be there on that line of succession, but you're also like you would not legally be able to be president, right? Because I think you can't be vice president if you're not like if you don't fall into the parameters of being able to be president, and if you're not a naturally born citizen, you can't be president. So
wait, you know what? What was the fucking loophole that got Ted Cruz to run, like to be able to run for president? Because wasn't he born in Canada?
I think he was still a natural born citizen, though. You can be born abroad, but you're still born a citizen because
because his parents were citizens.
Yeah, and you still count as being born a natural born citizen.
So that's what it was. Because I remember people like making like a thing out of that, like you're fucking Canadian or whatever. But
but yeah, if you're a natural, it just matters that you were born a citizen.
Well,
even if you're on.
Rashid Tlaib was definitely born a citizen. Ilhan Omar was not.
Was not. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I mean, I was obviously totally kidding that it's a remote possibility. I mean, they're trying.
I just wonder. Oh, go ahead.
Well, they're trying to kick. Fuck it. They're trying to just de-squad. Except with AOC, they're going to keep her because she's become very useful somehow as a. You know how they use AOC as the next Mama Bear Jr. or whatever. But like, that whole like the most expensive congressional race in U.S. history right now with Jamal Bowman. And I think he just lost. Yeah, it just happened. But
which does not help AOC.
I saw
talking about with her.
I saw something else with but they didn't try to out like the APAC didn't try to oust her as far as I know, because I saw a thing that said that it was like all 90 APAC backed candidates won the elections that they were running for, won the seats they were running on.
Now time for the candidates to deliver their closing.
One more for the good guys.
It's predetermined by cost. We're going to begin with you, President Biden. You have 2 minutes.
Oh, so they're just doing closing remarks.
We've made significant
progress
from the debacle that was left by President Trump in his first term. We find ourselves in a situation.
Tobacco was left.
We have to make sure
he's getting them. Let him go. Let him cook.
Tobacco is left.
The audience, or anyone out watching this debate, do you think the tax system is fair? The fact is that I said nobody even making under $400,000 had a single penny increase in their taxes, and will not. And if I'm reelected, that'll be the case again. But this guy has increased your taxes because of the deficit. Number one, he's increased inflation because of the debacle he left after the way he handled the pandemic.
That's debacle number 2.
See, he got there.
Where he now wants to.
He pronounced debacle correctly.
Yeah, like I said, let him cook.
What I did, and for example, he wants to get away with, get rid of the ability of Medicare for us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies. Well, guess what? We got it down to $35 for insulin instead of $400. No more than $2,000 for every senior, no matter how much prescription they need. You know what that did? That reduced the federal debt by 160.
I'm going to see how long I can do Biden in headlights eyes.
I'm going to make that available to every senior. all along.
But you're using your fingers. That's cheating, man. You got
all right, no fingers. I was just trying to exaggerate it because this is as wide as they go on their own.
Significantly credit people. Make sure we do something.
You've got it, Chase.
All of the deans are all doing the Biden challenge. Sweeping the nation. It's the newest TikTok trend, the Biden challenge.
Open your eyes wide.
Open your eyes so wide that you look like you're dying. Somehow, eyes so wide that it looks as if you're a desiccated corpse.
Are you seeing the light?
But he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do. All he does is make our country unsafe by allowing.
Do nothing, Biden.
All he does is make our country unsafe.
The military doesn't respect him. We look like fools in Afghanistan. We didn't stop.
That's true.
He's not lying about that one.
Never happened. It should have never happened. Iran was.
We look like fools in Afghanistan.
Business with Iran, including they couldn't do business with the United
It's just straight
States.
foolishness.
Iran was broke.
Where's my
No
purple
money for
suit?
Hamas or Hezbollah for terror. No money whatsoever. Again, Ukraine should have never happened. He talks about all this stuff, but he didn't do it for 3.5 years.
That's true. Ukraine should have never existed. Trump is correct. It should have always been a part of Russia.
I agree with that.
You talk about Charlottesville. This is 100 times Charlottesville, 1,000 times.
100, 1,000,
million times even.
15,000 Charlottesvilles.
Respect you throughout the world.
Man, October 7th was like 15 9/11s for them
The
people.
largest regulation cut in history. The reason he's got jobs is because I cut the regulations that gave jobs. But he's putting a lot of those regulations back on. All of the things that we've done,
That's true.
Never seen anything like, even from a medical standpoint, right to try, where we can try space age materials instead of going to Asia or going to Europe and trying to get when you're terminally ill. Now you can go and you can get.
See, what the fuck is he talking about?
They've been trying to get it for 42 years. But you know what we did for the military was incredible. Choice for our soldiers, where our soldiers, instead of waiting for 3 months to see a doctor, can go out and get themselves fixed up and readied up and take care of themselves, and they're living. And that's why I had the highest approval rating in the history of the VA. So all of these things were
in the history of the VA.
Not going to be failing anymore.
I don't know if that's true.
Could be.
He has shouted out a lot of like this.
Stay with us because we have full analysis of this debate. Anderson Cooper and Aaron.
That's
Mack.
the end. God, what an anticlimactic.
No, now they get to do the full analysis.
Well, yeah, there's going to be
Well,
some
now
sweet
the real-
analysis.
This debate left me
With Anderson
with the
Cooper.
same feeling that every debate does. They said absolutely nothing.
Anderson Vanderbilt. You know what? I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong. 'Cause
Vanderbilt.
I was definitely spacing out and we're like talking over a lot of it, but I don't think anybody interrupted each other once.
No, there were no interruptions.
There was a little sauciness in there for a second. But
It was all facial. It was all like it was all
Yeah.
face based.
no,
I
there was
think.
there was a little. There was a
There
tiny
might have
bit.
been a little crosstalk, but like not
Yeah,
in the
but it
way
was very
that.
minimal.
So like maybe this is going to be the new precedent. but also like let's say like 4 years from now when both these guys are fucking dead and like hopefully there's
God willing.
people under like 60 instead like in the running, maybe they'll just go back to the old way where like they don't need to like actually silence old senile men's microphones to like make a debate, quote unquote, work. I mean, it's still bullshit. Obviously, this whole thing.
A wide and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. It started minutes into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists.
Whoa, look at this murderer's row of dipshits.
Jesus Christ, what is this? Why?
Why so many people?
Down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations...
The fucking make work program? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is it.
Other the conversation.
You know, I'm just gonna read the fucking crawl on the bottom of the screen here. I saw something about LeBron James.
Oh, okay.
In moments in the debate later,
unrestricted free agent. Good for you, LeBron.
Oh.
Former Uvalde school police chief and one officer.
Yeah, me neither.
I wasn't even marking mine off. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I mean, I marked off a lot. Problem was, I feel like these debates were just too tame. They felt way more sanitized.
But it was like the questions were of the same caliber.
Yeah, but
actually,
maybe it was because there's a lot of stuff. I'm sure.
I think the big difference really was the microphone thing, and that they're doing this for the first time in history outside of the Presidential Debate Commission. So, like, this is purely run by CNN. So like maybe, hey, maybe this is an argument for capitalism, for libertarianism.
Yeah.
Just let the free market sort out the debates, and then they run so much more smoothly.
It does make sense.
No, the one 4 years ago, like
deeply problematic that he was.
It was the same questions, except they kept both their mics on, so it was just two guys like yelling over each other. Mostly, of course, Trump like interrupting Biden a lot, because that's his main strategy in a debate.
Real damage done that cannot be.
So what did they set it up this time to where Trump and Biden were not able to turn their own mics on? They had to like wait to be turned on by the moderator.
Be a game changer. They are now.
I was turned on by the moderator the whole time.
President.
Yeah, and Coulter, right?
They do not
necessarily
believe can do this for another 4 years.
It was actually two Ann Coulters.
Look, I can't argue.
You know this.
Everyone
and look at this panel. It's a panel of Ann Coulters. There's David Axelrod Coulter.
That each person had a fundamental goal.
That's true.
For Biden, that goal was to appear energetic, engaged, and look like is capable of serving for another 4 years.
I have to go soon.
That was job number one.
To get ready for work.
Scored a bunch of points. I think if you just judge this on
stuff,
he
life. I got to get ready for life.
For example, on some of the
good idea.
Oh God, I hate life.
But there is
I'm going to vote for whoever's probably seen less life.
Of shock, actually, at how he came out at the beginning of this debate.
Again, hard to quantify. Seems kind of similar. No matter how you slice it.
The debate went up. By that time, I think the panic had set in, and I think
I'll send you this audio soon. I don't know.
Lead to anything, but
I wasn't recording.
There were going to be discussions whether he should.
Well, I'll send you this audio soon.
I think
actually, you don't even. I mean, like, just save it, but
not resist the attention.
Don't send it.
I'll
use the Zoom one first, and then if you need
I'll let you know if I need it, but I probably won't. I don't know. We'll see how this whole thing recorded. So
I understand. Okay, I'll stop the audio then.
Deeply vulnerable.
Okay, I got to go. I have to go to work early today. Got to substitute, sadly.
Okay.
Not a big fan.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on and enduring this bullshit.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
All right.
It's fun. I'm glad to see that there's hope for the future.
Yeah, definitely. Right. That's what we learned today.
Biggest issue for
I'm excited about the big changes coming to America. Either way, no matter who wins, it's going to be a big change for us.
No matter who wins, we win.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Leading Democrats across the United States,
see you, Jason.
Elected governors, congressmen who are texting me and saying, I'm worried I'm going to lose if Joe Biden's at the top of the ticket.
Bob Casey, I promise you tonight in the state
Who
of
are
Pennsylvania,
these? All right,
is
I know
throwing
that
up in his
guy,
mouth,
Van
his nose.
Jones.
If he's got to stand next to Joe Biden, he's
I'm
going
sick of
down in
this.
Pennsylvania.
No, yeah,
He's on
I'm
the
gonna
ticket.
get going too. I think.
I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah,
I don't know
fuck
if you were
this.
gonna hang out for this bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm not interested in this.
There's any
This
way, any
sucks.
other way to slice it. His biggest issue that he
All
had to
right,
prove to
so
the people was
I guess in conclusion, like Tim said, whoever wins, we all win. That's what we learned today. Yeah, this will be a very fun bonus episode, and as far as I know, this will be our first video upload ever on our YouTube channel. I'll try to get it up there soon, and then a more regular, hopefully better normal episode will come out in a couple days after this.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel, Tim.
All right.
And, yeah.
I'm not a crook.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Bye. All right, folks. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, go to heatdeath.com. No, heatdeathpod.com even. Subscribe to the podcast if you aren't already. All right. Good night. Good morning, Vietnam.